What's up, YouTube? Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's doing well. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. It is 9:51 a.m. Hope everybody had a good Easter. I'm glad that I didn't do shit for Easter, because it's good to not do something for Easter after being forced into church all them years before, as a kid. Shit, I ain't doing that again, ever. Yeah, man, I don't give a fuck who gets offended by that. If you're feeling some type of way, with my ass over it. But, y'all, this is my second attempt on making this video. These pets are getting on my damn nerves. Taking care of they're not mine. My roommate's dog wanted to go out, kept bothering me till I, let him out, because I was thinking like, okay, maybe she need to go do her business. She didn't. She just wanted to go out there and lay in the grass. I love him, but I'm tired of him. I can't wait to move out so I don't gotta deal with nobody's pets. And I'm sorry about this lighting. The sun is so bright here. And I'm gonna be moving around because light's shining in my face. But we gonna get through it. But anyway, so I'm gonna get my thoughts together in this video. But I felt the need to share with y'all this story on boundaries, and it's not to like shit on nobody really. It's just showing examples of putting boundaries in place and standing firm in your boundaries in real life. So yeah, okay, so we're gonna start with I got into contact with this person from the past. This person was from when I used to go to church in Mississippi at my parents' church, and I hadn't talked to him in a while, actually years. And I found him on Instagram. He's on Facebook too, but I didn't see him on Facebook. But I found him on Instagram. And and I thought, okay, hey, he was cool. Let me message him. So I messaged him. He messaged back, and we started talking, and started catching up and everything. I think this was like 2022 or 23, one of those. And then we after us talking for a little while, he confessed his feelings to me. And the things that I do when rejecting somebody, I'm never mean about it, because I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me. So I told him no, gently and respectfully. But I do admit that it was kind of vague on that, and I didn't realize it. At first I didn't realize it, but later on when I thought about it, I was like, yeah, that was kind of vague, But I was, hey, navigating those things can be kind of tricky. But so I told him, how I felt about all of that. And as I said, it was vague. So, after a little bit of time, revisited it. And we talked about it in depth, because he brought it up again. And, had a whole conversation about it. And then I made it clear that, hey, I didn't feel the same about him. And he because what he said was like, well, I guess I'm really not your type. And I said, I guess not. Now with different people have different ways of communicating. All the people, people in the past that I've told those kind of things to, they got the message on that. They saw in that like, okay, she's saying no, but she be nice about it. And I said, I guess not. But he was trying to find something out of nothing. And that I see now. And, well, I saw it then too. But, and I said, and then he said, what did he say? He said, it sounds like you're not really sure. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure. But he kept trying it. And, he's just like, it sounds like you not sure. And then I'm like, okay, you trying to find something out of nothing. I need to shut this down. So, I said, no, I'm sure on that. Then, he sent me, hit this message. He had that emoji with the little drip sign on it, little drip thing, and then he changed the subject. We talked about something else for a little bit, and then, we logged off because we had other stuff we got to do. But, and I thought that was the end of that. And then, later on with us, talking, because it was like a couple months after that we talked, because, we both busy and got things to do. So, yeah. And, we talked again, and he asked me about if I heard any information about the old church that I used to go to, and if I ever think about it or something. And I said, no, not really, because honestly I don't give a fuck about that place. But he was just talking about that, and how they didn't have no more young members no more, and they it's just full of older folk now. And then he asked me, do I have a church that I go to? And I said, nope, I don't. And I didn't feel the need to go into detail with him, because that's I just didn't want to do that with him. I don't even think he would understand all that anyway. But I just told him that, he asked why. He's like, oh, okay, why? And I said, it's just never been my thing. And, and then I just what did he say? I just said, after years of being, forced to go, I just never wanted to, after I got older and I had the choice, I never want to go again. So, then he said that, he said that was, in some way, he said that was understandable. And then he said, if we ever get together, I won't force that on us like our parents did. Now, all that other shit is irrelevant. What, of course, stands out is that, his whole line of if we ever get together. And, and at that time, I kind of let it slide, because I didn't know how to respond to that. Because, hey, it can be hard navigating these things. So we talked about other things, and then ended the conversation, because we both had things to do. And then, a couple more months passed, and we and then we talk again after that. And what happened with that? Because I was thinking about that more and more, and I was just like, okay, I need to bring the point home that we're not gonna get together ever. So but something else happened. Nothing else happened before that. After that. So, I messaged him, and I said, hey, I need to talk to you. And, and it seemed like he was a little bit worried. He was just like, is everything okay? I'm like, no, everything's fine, it's cool. But, I was just like, I don't mean to be mean or rude or anything, but, you said in our last conversation that, if we ever get together, and then I said, this is paraphrasing, I don't remember exactly what I said, but And I said, but the thing is that we never gonna be together, we just gonna be friends. I was just like, I'm sorry, but I don't have no romantic feelings for you whatsoever. And and he said, thank you for telling me. It hurts though, because you're still my crush and everything. And we left it at that. And I should say, like, going back to the conversations that we had the first time with, like, the whole him liking me and everything. I do have to say this because I completely forgot, but is that him thinking that I was somebody that I was not. And what I mean by that is him thinking that I was like this whole innocent, naive person that was just pure or whatever. He didn't say pure, but like, it was giving that energy. And and he just based all that on just because I didn't talk a lot in church. Number one, I'm an introvert. If I don't have something to say, I'm not gonna like, say nothing, because I ain't got nothing to say. What you want me to say? I'm not gonna look stupid trying to figure out something to say when I ain't got nothing to say. And I told him, like, that was it with that. And plus, like, I didn't say this part, but, I was in a place that I hated being in. I was forced to be there. I didn't really want to talk to people like that. I just wanted to get the fuck up out of there, So that's all that was. And, and I even told him that, you have this whole image of me, this whole idea, this whole image of me that's not real. That's not me, and that's never been me, and that never has been me. And because that whole conversation came about because, like, I was like, he asked me if I've ever been with folks before and everything, and I'm like, yeah. What did he say? He asked me, like, how long has it been since I've been with, folks, and I said, like, it's been a while. And he said, like, oh, well, did you ever tell your parents and everything? And I was just like, no, why would I tell them? I'm a grown ass woman. And then he had that whole emoji with the wide eyes and everything, just like, that's the first time I've ever heard you cuss. And I thought, like, with us talking back in the day, I thought I thought I did cuss around him, but apparently I didn't, or maybe he just chose not to see it. I don't fucking know. But I was like, yeah, okay. And then I talked about what was that, drinking, how, like, some of my favorite drinks at the time. And he was just so, like, just shocked by that. And I'm not gonna lie, that was annoying as fuck. He was so shocked at that, just like, what, you drink? And I'm like, yeah, I've been drinking for a long time, honey. And and then he was playing and everything, but I'm not gonna lie, it was annoying me. Well, I doubt you even drank and everything, since how you were back in the day and blah blah blah. And then I told him, like, that the whole, like, image that he has me ain't real, blah blah blah, and all this stuff. Like, yeah, no. So I thought that was, like, that he understood at that time. And, like, and I thought, like, it's you seeing somebody one way, in the past, and then, like, in the present, they're not who you thought they were. And it wasn't me trying to fool nobody. It's just him trying to put assumptions on me. But and I thought, like, he needed some time to get used to that and everything, cause and then me talking about my tattoos and everything, and he's like, whoa, you got tattoos? And I'm like, yeah, I got tattoos too. All of that. But then we're gonna keep all that in mind, him having this whole image of me. So now we fast forward back to the main, storyline. So we he thanked me for telling him and all that stuff and everything. And fast forward to a couple of more months, and because in between we talked, we video chatted at some point. This was before the video, the voice call, and we were chilling and just vibing and just talking. Everything was cool. And and then he was joking and everything about oh well, you're so innocent and all this other shit and everything. And I was just like, bruh, shut up. So because like I said, I thought that was a joke. And but really he was it's like those people that joking, that joke, but at the end of the day they actually serious. And I kind of got that feeling, but I was like, I'm thinking he's just joking and everything. I'm not taking it seriously. It can be kind of annoying, but I'm not taking it serious, So, video called and everything. Everything was cool. Then fast forward, wow, because most of the time we just talked through text and everything. So it was a while before we talked on the phone, on a voice call. So, this was back in I think early March, and not too long ago. And he was at some event and everything, and I asked if hey, you wanna talk on the phone? And I was texting we're gonna talk on the phone. He was just like right now, and I'm like, yeah, So he stepped outside the vent or wherever he was, because I could hear some things around him, but and we talked, and we talking about all sorts of things. Everything was cool. Why'd I say it like that? Everything was cool, but but one of the things that kind of stood out, and I'm starting to think more that I don't think he's really joking, is that he was talking about oh well, you used to be so innocent and everything, and I was thinking I don't think he's joking, but I brushed it off with him and everything, just I'm like, nah, I've always been the same. I never changed. And I'm just like, why am I going to talk? As I said, I told him, why am I going to talk when I don't got nothing to say? I'm just not, a talkative person like that. And, because him still holding on to that image that isn't real. And, so, we talked more, and then ended the call. Well, actually, first let me back up. And then and at first I'm just like, okay, he playing, but then I'm just like, is he trying to flirt with me or some shit? Cause I'm just like, I made it clear about all this, but to me, we were just vibing and talking and everything. And to him, it was probably something, well, not probably, I know it was something else, because this is for, y'all remember that for, what I have to say later on in this story. So, ended the call on a good note and everything. And, then we fast forward to Sunday, and I texted him Happy Easter, and then later on he texted me back, And we talked and everything. I asked he asked how I was doing. I'm fine. And then I asked him what he was doing, and he told me. And then we talked about other irrelevant things. And then he just suddenly said that I miss flirting with you. And I remember what I said before. To me, when we were talking, we were just, vibing and chilling. To him, he interpreted as flirting. And it was again him trying to find something out of nothing. And it wasn't just that too. Well, I'm gonna say that for toward the end. But let me go on with the story. So then I said, I was like, what are you talking about? We just friends, right? And he said, I know, but I always had a crush on him. I was like, yeah, I know that, but I already told you no 3 times now. Really, now it's 4. What did I say? I said I already told you no 3 times now. I put up boundaries with you, and you keep this is all me paraphrasing, and you keep pushing it. You're not what I say, you're not respecting my when somebody gives you boundaries, you respect that. And I told him, do you not believe me when I said no all these times? And then he texts back just like, no, I respect them, out of respect for you. What did he say? Shit, I'm sorry, y'all. Try to remember this shit. And he said, he's like, no, I respect them, but what I could say, I don't say out of respect for you. And then I text back just like, not respecting someone's boundaries is not respecting them. I said, if you don't respect my boundaries, then you don't respect me. When someone tells you no, you respect that and you move on. And then he says, it kind of gave off, of course all this happening through text, but it kind of gave off that he was pissed off. I don't give a fuck though. But he said, you right. So can you stop texting me, to make it official? I was like, okay, all right. And I was thinking okay, I'm gonna stop texting you, but I'm gonna say my piece first. So and I'm gonna get the text out for that because I'm not gonna remember what I said exactly. Hold on, y'all. Okay. I said, I got some things to say. When I think about all of this, you don't like me, you like the idea of me. As I've said before, you have this whole image of me that's not real. You keep thinking I'm innocent and naive, but as I've said, that's not me. You keep thinking that you can play me, but you can never play me because I know the game. I thought we could be friends, but clearly you don't want to be. Now, bye. And I'll put the little peace sign emoji there. And that was the end of it. So then I blocked him. I blocked him on Instagram and Facebook, and I blocked his brother on Instagram too, just in case. Because after I started following, his brother, after I started following him, his brother decided to follow me. So I just did that just in case, so he can, excuse me, get into contact with me through somebody else. So yeah, I mean, I know what it is too. One of the things is that he was really thinking that he could, that, you know, as I said, I was so innocent and naive, and that I was easily swayed, and that he could convince me to get with him. Which, hell no. If I don't want you, then I don't want you. And I said, like, baby, you can't play me. I can never play. You can't play me, because I know the game. And I would never be, and the other thing is I would never be with somebody that refuses to see me. So, you know, because, like I said, this whole image that he has of me, he doesn't want to see me. And I think, like, one of the things is that, like, you know, because I could sense that, I mean, he kind of, like, alluded to it, that he was, you know, there were some things that were going kind of hard in his life. And you know, I hope, like, things work out for him on that. But it's like he wanted to get with me to help solve them problems or something, like, you know, to keep him grounded and everything. And the thing is, not on me to do that. And can't nobody fix your problems for you. You got to do that on your own. And I mean, because I don't know what the hell he was expecting. And I don't know what the hell he was expecting with trying to push and push and push with things, when, like, I don't. And the other thing is that it would deter me even more. It deters me even more from people when I tell you no and you just disregard that completely. I just don't understand that. It's just like, you know, you interpret that no as a maybe. No. As I said, no means fucking no. And it's just crazy with all that. This was, like, you know, in the past when I've rejected people, it was never like this. People respected that and they moved on, which of course I always appreciated. But, you know, you're going to have people in life that want to try it, that want to test your boundaries, and they want you to give in. And I mean, with these type of things, it's really not cute, and it's just it's just creepy to me to keep trying to pursue somebody that is clearly not interested and already told you how they felt when they already told you no. So, you know, because I mean, you see it, and I see this. Well, I mean, it's this problem in other communities too, but I see that like a problem in the black community especially. You know, I mean, they be teaching I'm like, what the fuck y'all teaching these boys? When a woman says no, that don't mean that you keep going after her. That means that you leave her alone. And, you know, there's it's respecting boundaries. And the other thing is that you see it in just like TV and movies and stuff like that, and just society in general, where you see these TV shows like, okay, the woman not interested. Okay, if he pursues her long enough and he, you know, tries to get her to change her mind and everything, she'll be with him. And that's the issue too with all of that. So, I mean, it's a issue with just society too. So yeah. That's my story. That's my little story time. And that's me. That's a real world example of standing firm in your boundaries. And I hope you know, people you know, take away something from this. You know, even if it's just one person that I can help, you know, I'm fine with that. So yeah. So alright then, y'all, that's where I'm going to end the video. I will see y'all in the next video.